Hi guys, Trevor Swenson with Through the Darkness, my personal journey with PTSD and trauma and stressor-related disorder. Wanted to take some time today to discuss a topic that has been kicked around in my household as of recently, and I think that it's worthy to discuss and talk about, and that's the subject of pain, and more specifically, the purpose in pain. And one of the things that I can tell you is that the pain that I have experienced in my journey with PTSD has had a definite effect on my heart. And the reason that it has changed my heart is that when you look at somebody experiencing pain and you try to be there yourself, and you're not in the type of pain that they are in, or you haven't experienced the type of pain that they are experiencing, it is really a different platform to stand on rather than the one of having been there and walked it yourself. And my wife and I were talking about how what she and I have experienced over the years with my journey with PTSD, it has really changed our heart and how we look at people specifically that are going through something painful when it comes to trauma or something that has to do with a psychological injury. Having been there and done that and experienced it ourselves, it really does change you. And when you think about that, I want you to look at it with a little bit different perspective, possibly, because I know that it's really changed my perspective on pain, that it has actually been of benefit to me to understand fully what that pain feels like, to struggle with something like post-traumatic stress disorder and trauma in one's life. And it's a very, very real pain. I've said it before in prior episodes that pain without purpose is almost unbearable. When you think of the things in life that are very painful, that have purpose, it changes the perspective on the experience, whether it be as something as simple as exercise, the pain that you feel during exercise or the days after you've exercised. You know that there is purpose in that pain. Or the very simple example of childbirth, the pain of childbirth, yet the offsetting joy of the gift of a child, and being responsible for that child as they grow up. Or a successful surgery that relieves chronic pain. And with PTSD this morning, I just want to speak a word of hope and encouragement and give you an idea of where I'm standing, and maybe challenge you to think along the lines that I'm thinking. And that is that even though right now I can't see what the purpose is in my pain, I know that as time goes, I will be able to look back at this experience and know for certain not only that God had a purpose in it, but that the purpose will be directly tied in significance and size to the amount of pain that I have endured and walked through. I really believe that. I really believe that the greater the pain, the greater the potential for purpose and direction and meaning that there can be in it. I believe that in myself, and it's encouraging in very deep moments of pain. The other thing that I have found in pain that is very, very comforting to me, and it's almost instantaneously comforting, is when I am able to connect immediately with somebody who is in a similar situation and offer words of encouragement and of hope and of purpose, because I've been there, because I am there, and because I've experienced exactly what they are experiencing or have experienced. It's almost instantaneously healing to me. And it talks about it specifically in the Bible, that when we are comforted, what we are supposed to do, and again, it's a perfect game plan, is we are then to comfort others that are experiencing the same thing that we have been delivered from or are being delivered through. And it is healing, deeply healing to me, to be able to interact with people that are hurting and experiencing pain. So that in itself is purpose in my pain, is an overwhelming, I try as hard as I can to have this overwhelming mindset that through all of this pain, all of the financial loss, all of the life that has been lost thus far, the normal life, the quality of life, that there is a greater purpose, an even greater purpose at the end of this, even greater joy, even greater quality of life, even greater things, blessings at the end of this. And it changes your perspective at the moment when you look at things like that. There's a huge smallmouth swimming by the end of the dock here. I just wanted to point that out, and Murphy notices it. It's a good laugh for this morning. Don't waste your pain. Don't waste your pain. And you can just see that Murphy's moving the camera here. Murphy, no. 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 Don't waste your pain. Don't allow whatever pain that you are walking through to be wasted, and literally look for opportunities to utilize the purpose in it, because there is great purpose. Refresh others in your pain. Don't wait for your healing. Don't wait for your quality of life to turn around. Don't wait for the pain to go away before you start refreshing others. Refresh others now. And I just know in my heart that it will be refreshing and healing to you as well, because it has been me. And it's one of those things that when I'm out, when I do get out, when people do run into me and they are hurting, or they are walking through something, or they reach out to me and they're hurting in something, there is no greater healing feeling for me than to be able to use where I'm at in my pain to be able to connect to them and to speak hope and to speak encouragement as I do the same thing with myself on a daily basis. There is purpose to this. Another interesting thing that has come with my PTSD is a yearning for what I like to call clean pain. And I'll use my shoulder, for example. I showed my wife my shoulder last night, and I said, take a look at what has happened to my shoulder. Something when I was exercising the other day snapped, and it was about a month or a month and a half ago, and now it's healed awkwardly. And she immediately obviously started to go down that road of, why didn't you go in for it? What are you thinking? Why were you doing that in the first place when you knew it was an injured shoulder? And it's amazing that in my journey with PTSD, to feel when you're hurting so badly emotionally and mentally, and you exist in a continuum of just not feeling well, like that's the best way that I can explain that, how I feel every day, is I don't feel well in this season. And for well over a year, if not years, I just haven't felt well. when you do have actual clean pain, like something let go in your shoulder, it's a weird thing for me to experience, but it's a pain that I know with time, I know that it will get better as time progresses. I know that my body will take over and heal it. And that is encouraging to have something tangible that I can feel healing, even though my brain has been injured and is taking a long time to heal. I have a shoulder that is very painful that is healing incrementally on a daily basis. And I don't know if any of you have experienced that in your walk with trauma, but pain just takes a completely different platform in your life when you struggle with PTSD. For me, it really has, and clean pain is something that is encouraging to me because I know that there's a specific or finite timeline where with PTSD it may be years in the healing like it has been with me, but I refuse to give up hope for you, and I refuse to give up hope for myself, because our blessing and our day of healing is already on the way. Pain is a vehicle, and you have to ask yourself, and I'm asking myself, where's my pain taking me? Is my pain taking me in a direction of using it to help and to heal and encourage and speak hope over others? Or is my pain taking me down a road of bitterness, resentment, malice, hatred? It's a vehicle. Pain is a vehicle to me. And where is it taking me? And I fight on a daily basis to make sure that my pain is taking me somewhere that is going to be purposeful. And it's a conscious decision to allow the pain that I'm healing not to slip into bitterness, not to slip into irritability, not to slip into anger, but to allow my pain to push me towards compassion and empathy for other people. So my question for you today is, where is your pain taking you? I already know where it can take you. It can take you down a road of anger, bitterness, resentment, and a lot of very bad emotions. Murphy, no. Chev, good. Pain is a vehicle. Figure out which way that vehicle is going to be steered by you, and allow it to go and help other people. And I want to leave you with this last thought. The greatest purpose that has ever been walked out on the face of the planet is the purpose of Jesus Christ when he went to the cross. And I ask you this, how much pain was involved in that walk, and how great the purpose? And I believe that the story of Christ and his life journey that was filled with pain on all different levels, emotional, physical, psychological, led to the greatest purpose of all mankind, the saving of mankind. And when you take a look at the journey that was needed in that walk, the pain, the mockery, the betrayal, the torture, the trauma, all of those things that were involved, and what ultimately became of it was great purpose. I can't help but think that the exact same thing is true of the walk that you and I are on right now, no matter where we're at in our walk with trauma and PTSD or unresolved trauma in your life. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about pain and about how to encourage you and to give you hope to allow your pain to have purpose in your life, and to allow the vehicle of pain to take you in a direction that is healthy and that is healing, in which you're speaking over other people and that you're empathetic and compassionate. This is Trevor Swenson with Through the Darkness. Please click subscribe. Please hit the notification bell. Please forward this on to anybody that might be in a time of suffering. And I just give you that word of hope that there is pain, but there is purpose in our pain and in our trauma. Invite God in. and I can't wait to see you and talk with you next time.